We're at that time in our life cycle as a nation. An election is coming up, campaigns are heating up, perhaps sooner than expected. But it is also an interesting time leading up to that general election, a possible referendum, a rocky relationship between the executive and the judiciary, a president at loggerheads with his deputy, an opposition or minority party that is in bed with government, and so on. So it is no wonder that there is great debate in the country. Now, in the art of debate, I appreciate that there are different sides to a story. That there is your side, my side, and there is the truth. But there are also other issues that are just fact. There can be no whataboutism, and there can be no equivocation. And it is times like these when we typically tend to fall back on those comfort words like neutrality, balance, and objectivity. And it is in this space that the truth is obscured, that it is lost. This is the great tragedy of living in a post-truth era, of strong-arm tactics where the truth is subjected to all forms of whataboutism and what-ifs and different political lenses, one's last name, where they come from even. Now, the era of alternative facts is where we find ourselves in. So, have you said something on Twitter or somewhere else which was just the plain truth, but you got labeled just because it happened to agree with the position of a certain politician? Have you said something which was just a fact and you got squeezed into an ethnic box just because of your last name? Have you been told you're being used by this or that person just because your view agreed with theirs? To be clear, I'm not against debate. That is healthy, important even for any democracy, whether fledgling or mature. However, there is a tendency in this country of slicing and dicing and putting people in little boxes. We seem infatuated, obsessed even with the idea of either or, that we can't be nuanced in our analysis. We get into a false moral or factual equivalence. What I'm saying is that not everything ought to be an argument. Some things are just facts, and facts are stubborn. Some things are the objective truth as it is, like the sun rising from the east and setting in the west, like the simple fact that no one is above the law, that tribalism is wrong, whoever practices it, that corruption is bad, even if it is your tribesman who's been caught in it. Folks, the truth is the truth. Not because it aligns with your favorite politician or celebrity. The truth is the truth, regardless of how we feel about it. The truth is the truth, regardless of who else agrees with it. And sometimes the truth can bring together the most unlikely of people. But it doesn't change the fact that it is the truth. And so on some issues, one must choose which side to stand on. Either you stand with the truth, or you choose to be neutral, to sit on the fence, not taking a stand, or you choose to falsely get into that space where you ask, it is true, but what about the other side? Where we try to hide behind words like objectivity, where we require people to not agree or be on different sides of an issue, just so it can look like there was balance. I want to leave you with the words of Christiane Amanpour, a journalist whose work I greatly admire. And she says this: I believe in being truthful, not neutral. I believe we must stop banalizing the truth. That's her take, and it is mine too. It is what it is.